What's going on, everyone? Talon here, and today I thought I'd do a video on Infinity Thanos. Just because I was queuing up to fight him, and I was like, you know what? I haven't really done a video on Infinity Thanos yet, and I only just recently started being able to beat Infinity Thanos easier. Normally I would be using all of the really heavy-hitting meta characters to take him down. And just recently, since my alliance had got to level 24 and we now get bonuses in World Boss, it's become a lot easier to fight Infinity Thanos, so I'm finding that I can actually beat him now with some of my other regular tier 2 characters, so I decided to make a 5 out of 5 video of clearing Infinity Thanos without using any crazy strikers and without using any of the meta characters. So let's take a look at the characters I decided to do today's video with. So first off, we have Robbie Reyes was the first clear. I figured I'd use Robbie here because a lot of people tend to like Robbie Reyes and I've been asking about building him up and stuff like that. So I decided to give him a try, and definitely he's able to do it. All these iframes really help on his skills so that he doesn't really take much damage at all if you're careful. So I kind of just wanted to show you the build of Robbie so you know kind of what I was working with when I did the clear. So he has I Am Also Groot to get a little extra heal in there just in case. I could probably change that to a straight attack based set, and then take a look at his stats here. So he does have max skill cooldown 37%. His ignore defense is only at 11%. His ignore dodge is up to almost 30%, and then he has 28% fire damage from his obelisk here. Well, not full 28, but 25, and then his regular passive, and he has ignore dodge, fire damage, obelisk. His gears, we have energy attack, all defense, HP, and skill cooldown. So that's going to be Robbie, and then the next clear is going to be with, where are you, Black Bolt. Alright, so use Black Bolt for the next one. He has a Smart Raccoon Isolate set on. I actually haven't changed this, I just realized. I had this on him because I needed the extra skill cooldown while I was below 24 with the Alliance, but now that I have the extra skill cooldown, I can definitely change that out pretty easily. So now let's take a look here at his obelisk. We have a dodge ignore defense with a damage proc on it. And then for his gear, we have energy attack, all defense, HP, and skill cooldown. So now he is at, he's all the way up to 44% skill cooldown. I didn't even really realize that when I had used him in the fight. So I could definitely move around a few of his things, get his ignore defense up, and bump down that skill cooldown a little bit because he definitely doesn't need that much, and reroll his isolate set. But even with him built this way, he was still able to beat Infinity Thanos, and he has 36% ignore defense right now. Is probably the other key stat to look at. So that's Black Bolt, and then next up we had Captain Marvel, and I did this one just because I really like Captain Marvel and I kind of wanted to see if she could clear Infinity Thanos, so I went in and started recording, and she was actually able to do it first go. I didn't even have to retry with her or anything, so it was a first attempt with her. And she has Power of the Angry Hulk, so we do have a damage set on her. And then we have her obelisk here is a ignore defense dodge with a heal on it. And then for her gears, we have energy attack, all defense, HP, and skill cooldown. And her stats here, she has max skill cooldown, 37%. Her ignore defense is up to 36%. And then after her, I used Gwenpool here. So I wanted to use Gwenpool just because of the new uniform. I just wanted to see how much tankier she would be with the new uniform. So I wanted to fight Thanos with her. And she has I Am Also Groot, so we have a extra heal on her to kind of just build upon that, because she already has pretty good damage with her tier 2, so that's kind of why I decided to keep this I Am Also Groot set. I think it was actually the first set I rolled for her, and I just kept it when I had first got her to 6 stars. We have our obelisk here, which is a recovery with crit damage and a damage proc, so pretty nice there. And then her gear, we have physical attack, all defense, HP, and then we have a little bit of skill cooldown and crit rate. and I believe that's because, oh, actually her skill cooldown isn't maxed out. It could use a few more, a little bit more help, but with her uniform, I don't know if I have got the first spot unlocked yet, so I could bump it up that way. Her ignore defense is only at 17%, so not too high there. So that is Gwenpool. And then the last clear, I just went ahead and used Elsa, just because I really like Elsa. So I decided to give her a little bit of time. And she has Hawk's Eye for her Ice White set, so we do have a damage set on her. Her Obelisk here is a guard break, ignore dodge, because I do use her in ABX, so I kind of like having that guard break, and just because having guard break immunity on her is actually pretty nice just for any game mode. And then we have all attack or physical attack, we have all defense, we have HP, and then we have ignore defense here. And I believe she is, okay, yeah, she's over the cap for this skill cooldown. That might be because of her uniform. I don't think I've re-rolled the first spot yet. Her ignore defense is at 33%. Alright, so that was the characters that we used. So now let's go ahead and play the clips so you can kind of just see the teams that went with them and the strikers that went with them. And I hope you enjoy, and I will catch you in the next one.
invincible.